Good afternoon. I'm gonna present my research for this conference with the title Determinants of Child Deprivation in Eastern Indonesia. As we all know, that poverty is one of the main development issues around the world. One of the most popular approach to measure poverty is using monetary approach. People are considered at risk of monetary poverty when their equivalent disposable income is below the at risk of poverty threshold or poverty line. Indonesia has 34 provinces. Among these provinces, Maluku and Papua Island had the highest monetary poverty rate, both in general age group and child age group. 1 in 3 children in Papua province lives below poverty line, and so on. SDGs target in 2030 is to reduce the number of child poverty in half. The importance of reducing child poverty is because they lack the powers to get out of poverty. In Indonesia, we have law number 35 about child protection that guarantees right of life, education, health protection, and other basic rights. UNICEF developing a method to measure child deprivation called multiple overlapping deprivation analysis or MODA to see if children's basic needs fulfilled. We have 3 objectives to aim: to describe the characteristics of child deprivation, examine the factors and main characteristic of child deprivation in Eastern Indonesia. Methodology that we use on this research: we analyze the data of child population ages 0 to 17 in Eastern Indonesia provinces that consist of Papua, West Papua, East Nusa Tenggara, Maluku, and North Maluku, retrieved by National Socio-Economic Survey 2016, collected by Statistics Indonesia. A child considered to be deprived multidimensionally if deprived in at least 2 of 6 dimensions of MODA indicators: housing, education, facility, food and nutrition, health, and child protection. We are using categorical data. We have 1 dependent variable, and 1 if deprived, 0 if 0 score if not deprived in at least 2 of 6 MODA dimension. And we also have 6 independent variables that expected to influence child deprivation. The data then analyzed using logistic regression to find the significant variables. The significant variables then run by classification tree algorithm to find the main characteristic of child deprivation. The findings of this research: the number of deprived children in Eastern Indonesia is much higher than the number of children who are not deprived. 84.56%, more than 8 in 10 children deprived in Eastern Indonesia. This figure is also much higher than the monetary child deprivation rate with 24.7%. 6 in 10 children have the head of household have educational attainment, maximum elementary school or equivalent. This graph shows that the higher the education of the head of the household, then the child deprivation also decrease. Higher education will lead people to jobs with better pay or wages so that they can meet the basic needs of their children. So from 6 variables, 5 variables significance and 1 not significance. A child tendency to be deprived is greater in the characteristic of lower the head of household education, X3, head of household who do not have a partner, not married or never married or divorced, head of household work in the agriculture and lives in a rural area, and from the household that below poverty, income per capita below poverty line. These are the three that from the quest algorithm. We can see only 6 now formed with 4 that can be split, not 1, 3, 5, and 6. The index value of more than 100% indicates that the category of input variables, which are the main characteristic of the deprivation status of children in Eastern Indonesia. The node column shows that number of children contained in a node from the total existing children. The gain column describes the number of deprived children at a node out of the total deprived children. Node 1 is the only node that has an index value above 100% with 107.5%. This shows the category of children who have head of household / education is a maximum of junior high school. Therefore, it can be said that the main characteristic of the deprivation status of children in East Indonesia is the education of the head of the household, maximum of junior high school or equivalent. The summary of this research: first, child deprivation using model 3 times larger than child poverty using monetary approach. Second, variables that affect deprivation status of children are education, attainment of head of household, marital status of head of household, income per capita, employment industry of head of household, and reclassification. And the main characteristics of the child deprivation in Eastern Indonesia is the educational attainment of head of household, maximum junior high school or equivalent. Thank you so much for your kindly attention. I'm sorry for any inconvenience. Good afternoon.